Hey everyone, welcome back to Evony with Genghis. Super exciting day today in Evony. New event. Well, it's actually been around for about 4 or 5 months on select servers, but it's now on every server. I played it about half a year ago. If you're interested in seeing that video when I played Battle of Civilizations a couple months ago, look in the description to the video. A new server. They were chosen to beta test it. I got the video at the end. I kind of skimmed it down, trimmed it down, got the little snippets for you guys to talk about it. How does this one work? Basically, the most important thing to know is that all of these rewards stink. There's nothing good about them, but the only thing good is the love boxes, I guess. But what you need to know is that you need to get top 25 on the total score ranking. And then you will play for your server. So it is a full server battlefield against 7 other servers. There's 8 servers involved. And if you want to skip to it, look at the end of the video. Probably the last 3-4 minutes is about that. You can look at the rules here, how to get points. Different monsters give you a different amount of points, but majority of your points are going to be conquering the temples. And here we are at one of the temples. So our strategy basically is one larger player, such as myself, will teleport beside it, and we'll hit it 4 times, 4 out of the 5 times. And then we'll set a rally on the 5th attempt so that the entire alliance can join in and get the points. Because there's no points, or it doesn't seem to be any points unless they're delayed and very small for the first 4 attacks. And everybody gets 150,000 for the final attack. So that's huge if you want to get your alliance and your top players into the battlefield, right? Remember, you need top 25, and running around killing those little monsters for 400, 500, 2,000 points at a time isn't going to cut it when someone can just go smack one of these things and get 150,000 plus points. Mounted troops seem to do the best on the temples. I've looked at some of my attacks, and I've got like 300 wounded. And then if I use archers, I'll get like 20,000. And it does depend on the type of troops that are involved, but the types of troops seem to remain the same based on the type of temple. So now we're going to look at a different type of temple. And coming up, it's the largest one, the final one, the level 6. So you can see here, everybody joined the rally, and I send. And I asked everybody, hey, how many points did you get? Every single person who joined the rally, whether they added 1 troop or a full march, everybody got the same 150,000 points. So that's a really good way to make sure that your top players get into the battlefield, because you need top 25. And here's the level 6 one. This one's weird. I get like 300 wounded with mounted, whereas on the level 5, the Dawn of Sanctuary one, I got 9,000 minimum. That was my lowest total, no matter what type of troop I used. I guess horses is just a really good setup for this one. But horses did the best on the other one as well. And there's no rewards, like in terms of like, resources, nothing like that. It's just you're going to get points. And this one actually gives a lot of points. I think it's 250,000 was the amount of points. But then something weird started to happen. We teleported again to more, and all my attacks wouldn't count. It would still stay at 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10. So there seems to be, possibly, I've been talking with people on other servers, maybe there's a limit to the amount of attacks you can do per day. I don't know, but it doesn't show anywhere. I've looked in the rules. Unless I missed it, point it out, let me know. But you think it would just say can't attack anymore. But it didn't seem to go down, and I asked my teammates, and it said, because it was glitchy all day. Some people were attacking, like it would say 5 out of 5, and someone was occupying it from a different alliance, so they attacked them accidentally. But they're working out the glitches. But the important thing is just get top 25. You want to play in this battlefield. There's good rewards in it. I can't recall what all the rewards were, but it was typical battlefield rewards, the rune stones, and then you get a chance at battles, PvP battles, to get lucky stones and whatnot. Then there was those chests that have gems and resources and speeds and that sort of stuff. And the battlefield's fun. Like who plays this game to farm, right? Like we all, even if you're a smaller player, we all enjoy a little bit of competition and want to play in the PvP aspect of it. So when I played in the PvP part of it, I was a smaller player. I was using someone else's account on a new server. You're going to see it right coming up. And what I noticed was there were buildings, but probably the best strategy was to ignore the buildings, just like you would in, you know, Battlefield. You don't go and just immediately start loading up the Knight's Tower and whatnot for points. You try and kill the other team and then hold the buildings. But this one has better buildings, right? And the buildings are worth more points and they do things. Like you can take over a catapult. You're going to see coming up right now. It's kind of like you have your own mini throne in your sand pit. So you can see some of the buildings. This is the battlefield now. This is Battle of Civilizations. So everyone starts with a truce before it starts. Everyone's sand pit has a rally hall, a hospital, a catapult you can attack. Now the catapult is for the enemy to attack it, and then it will attack your troops. So if someone attacks your catapult, it will start attacking you guys, your team. It doesn't, if you take your own catapult, it won't start attacking the other 7 teams. At least it didn't the time I played. So here's the rules that it had, and pretty standard to what there will be for this one. I think it's going to run the exact same. You can see at the top, I have 5 teleports for my own player coming up as it's going to start. You'll see it says 5 out of 5 teleports. And then later on, I get some. And there's the map, a little bit of it. Lots of buildings all over. I didn't really figure out what they were for because it was the first time playing. And I was just filling in on an alliance. And it was their first time too. And I don't know if they've got it since. But you can see the teleports change there. And I get 15 eventually. But it's good because you can't be screwed over by someone because it's not even your alliance. It's a server, right? So they can't just go and burn all your teleports. There's also buildings that will give you back power, kind of like tents. So that's good. And there's quests that you can do in the battlefield as well. Now, I was a tiny player, and I feel like I was like a billion. And so here's the quests, and you can earn stuff with this. So I couldn't focus on this. I had to focus on staying alive and hiding and that sort of stuff. But the strategy for most people seemed to be stay in their own sand pit because no one wanted to burn those very minimal amount of teleports they had. And what are you going to do? Teleport to one area and then fight it out? But then there's 6 other teams because there's 8 total teams. So you don't want to get stuck with no teleports. So everyone seemed to hive up right where they started, maybe moved a little bit to the side to be together, and then started to fight just like a regular battlefield. Let me know what you guys think of it, and looking forward to playing it. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.